Okay, so part six, I left off about essentially discovering her father's financial situation and the way he's behaving. It all makes sense. He is in a bad spot financially, so he is desperate to extort me, potentially my parents, for this money because he's just looking for a payday. He is not some successful, wealthy man who's settled down and retired. No, he is struggling on bare ends meet. And there's honestly nothing wrong with that. You know, people go through financial hardships all the time. I wouldn't even discredit him and make fun of him for that situation. But I am trying to point on to the fact that because of his nature, the fact that he is looking us as a stepping stone. When I mean us, I mean me, right? He's looking at me as a gold mine opportunity. He was salivating at the mouth, thinking he truly was going to take possession of my home and get probably a couple $100,000. Like, honestly, based on how he's behaving in the courts, the way how he's handling in the civil case with the ex-boyfriend, the way how he's handling all his civil cases for the money he owes to the credit card companies, just complete disregard, not hiring any lawyer, just trying to wing it and represent himself and thinking that, like, you know, he's got a way to beat the system, shows me that this guy is desperate. When you put an animal in a corner, fight or flight, they're going to do desperate things. And this is the situation he's in. He's struggling financially. Oh my God. He's financially struggling, okay? And he looks at me as, you know, originally, after this video, he's going to look at me differently. But he looked at me as like some soft, timid guy who wasn't going to make a problem or make this a big deal. Honestly, I think his whole bluff was thinking that I was going to be some shy, embarrassed, odd man with a massive ego that's going to be too embarrassed to go and tell people that my wife cheated on me. I don't give a damn, okay? So he thought that there's no way I would go and tell people that this woman cheated on me. It would be too embarrassing, and that this was all going to be concealed simply because of my fear of embarrassment. So he's got free reign to do every vile and despicable action in order to get what he wants, whether it means accusing me of abuse and harassing them and making false claims in order to, weaponizing the courts to make an attempt to kick me out of my own home. Like, obviously, he's embarrassed of those things. That's why he tried to give the illusion that me and his daughter were still married, and he was thinking that this was going to drag out for a year, and he's just going to tell everyone, oh yeah, they got married, they divorced after 1 year, they didn't get along, you know, stuff happens, and that's the end of it. But no, I never let this happen. I guess when all this stuff went down, I called his bluff, and, you know, it's one thing to expose his daughter and tell the truth. When I mean expose, I'm here to defend myself and make sure there's no more false claims or rumors being spread about me, right? There's always two sides to every story, but I clearly have the better story. I'm the one with all the evidence. There's irrefutable proof. I swore on the Quran. I'm not worried about any slander or defamation. I'm the one that has an actual case of slander on her end because I have evidence of her making fake text messages between me. Everything that I'm sharing is public information or information that's directly with me on my phone, conversations with my ex-wife. So, yeah, and now this all blew up in his face. Now I know his dirty little secret of 20 years. He kept this silent, right? His own, what was I going to say? No, 20 years, his, narcotics charge in 2006 was kept a secret. He thought he was going to take this to the grave, have his image protected, and he's going to appear like a honorable man who's settled down, family man. But now, I'm gonna share all this information directly with his family man. I'm gonna go put them all in a group chat. Make sure they all got iMessage. I'm gonna send them mugshot, body cam footage. Let them see what kind of daughter he's got. Let them see what kind of charges he's got. I'm gonna show them everything again. I already did that once with, when they were trying to take my home and, accuse me of abuse and make up lies. I already did that. Right? And they thought that was going to be the end of it. I thought that was the end of it. I'm like, all right, that's the last time. I sent them one message, that was it. Now I'm going to say, knock, knock, I got one more message. And this is going to be the end all be all, right? Your reputation, forget about what the world thinks about Shadi or Jadeen and Tima. Think about what his own family and relatives are going to think about him. He's going to be placed at the bottom of the barrel in his own hierarchy in the family. So they're going to look at him as, oh, the drug dealer, the person with the bad daughters. And I completely forgot about this, but yeah, he also completely forgot a random thing. My ex-wife she has a younger sister named Miriam, who they essentially gave a false story about saying how, oh, she's studying in school in Michigan, she's on school, blah, 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 blah. This woman never came to our engagement, she never came to our kitab, she never came to our wedding. There's no photos of this woman in her house, yet they claimed this woman to be a family member. So finally, when my wife and I were married, I asked her, yo, tell me, what's the true story with Miriam? Like, what happened? Like, I know she's not in school because you don't talk to her. I don't see anybody message about her. Like, it's a crazy, like, how is this woman, not in your lives? Like, just tell me what happened. She told me, like, oh, well, she made a choice to, either listen to my father's rules or leave the house, and she left the house. And that's what she told me. She wouldn't go into details. However, when I was doing all this digging up research Batman detective work, and I was looking up all the people that lived at that address, I saw Miriam Sadadine, age 22, and then I even saw that she had a new address updated somewhere in Houston. I click on that new address and I see multiple people living there, and I see a guy that goes by the name of Matthew Mosley and James Mosley, around the same age, 22, 23. She's 21 or 22, so I'm assuming, okay, this must be like her boyfriend she moved in with or something like that, because why else would you disown your daughter? I go save that dude's number, Matthew Mosley, on peoplefinder.com. I go find his account on TikTok. This guy turns out to be a Christian rapper in Houston. So I'm like, okay, if this guy is a hardcore Christian rapper, if that's his girlfriend, the only possible explanation is that this woman, Miriam, must have converted for him. And I could see, that's probably one reason why you would kick out your daughter and disown her and pretend like she never existed and tell everyone, oh, she's just studying in Michigan in school. No, I'm pretty sure she lives in Houston and she's a Christian now, or she's just living with her Christian boyfriend and she's a Muslim woman. I don't know. The point is, she got kicked out of the house. So now he's got two bad images. He does not know how to raise kids. 7 minutes before. Okay, yeah, so now he is the father that is known as the drug dealer, the child abuser, the assaulter, the leech from the government, the person who sits on his butt, the lazy fraudster, milking benefits, makes his wife work. And now he's got dishonorable daughter, cheats on her husband within 30 days of marriage with 1, 2, 3 men, and then now he's got another a younger daughter who is disowned, right? It's like this guy, his reputation is ruined. All for what? All for, what did they get out of this? They got about $13,000 worth of gold from me. That's the jewelry. That's the mat. Maybe the resale value on that is $12,000. Who knows what they sold it for? Maybe they still have it. Maybe they already cashed it out. I don't know. I don't care, because honestly, at this point, I already won, right? This is more than I could have ever asked for. Forget about me spending $31,000 on this woman. Forget about filing bankruptcy. Like, I'm up $1 million, right? This is gonna stay on the internet for the rest of her life. I'm gonna move on in my life, probably marry someone else, 10 kids down the line. She's going to be haunted by her past. This is going to be up forever. Someone that's going to come and search her name will stumble upon this. Maybe she'll get married a couple months later, maybe a year later. Some guy just gets random For You page, just sees her name. Maybe he searched up in Google. Like, bro, the first search on Google, when you type in Fatmi Sadadine, you see this TikTok account. You see all the videos of her cheating. Her life is absolutely ruined. This is going to be, I think, the last part. I think one more part after this.